Welcome back, Phil Scrubs. This is Mark D. Wiz. We're working on Pocket Fighter EX today, which is not supported by or affiliated with SNK or Capcom or any of that stuff. Just a fan game. For the fans, by the fans, free. You can go to Game Jolt and get the demo. No charge.
Please don't sue us.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hey, we've got Mugen Karma. Thank you for the follow. There's actually one earlier too while the countdown was going. Let me check that. Gone Groovy. Thanks for the follow, Gone Groovy. So that's a nice easy name to for me to say and understand.
Is that an Evil Dead reference?
Oh, yeah, you know, I didn't think about that. It could be.
I love the Evil Dead.
I know you do. It's alright. Like, I don't know, I like the first one the most, probably. And then the goofier it got, I guess the less I liked it. I know it's probably the inverse of everybody else's experience, but it just...
You are testing this relationship right now.
Sorry. So, I don't know, I guess... I don't think horror comedy is my thing. Like, I like serious horror and really dark shit. And I'm not like a huge comedy fan.
Not smoked up.
Oh, okay.
So they're screwing around with toys.
Yeah, no, I was throwing it a little earlier with her before I went live here.
He says nothing.
Anyway, how was my day? Not too bad, I guess. It was a Monday. So there's that little caveat, but not too bad. I feel kind of exhausted though. I didn't feel like I did too much, but I actually did do a lot. And I gotta share some of that. So I've been working, as you may know, about deterministic collision detection and just making the game deterministic overall. And we do have some progress on that. So the blue box, so ignore all the moving, just rotating parts. Those are just rotation tests. Make sure my rotation math is correct. If you see a red crosshair, then the math's not right. Or if you see a green crosshair, that's good. So green's good. This will be used. We'll have to replace Unity's normal physics with deterministic physics. So this is kind of my testing ground before we implement it in the Pocket Fighter. So when you get close, you'll see the lines show up here. They're all debug lines. So the blue, like the light blue box, encapsulates the actual collider. So then this one's a box one, and this is a multi-sided collider. And the blue on the outside kind of gives you the, oh, this is as big as it is, in terms of like a strict box. And once these two boxes meet, it will attempt to try to calculate if these two are overlapping or not. So the overlap between shapes like with multi-sides and stuff is actually, I wouldn't say it's a very intensive process, but it's more intensive than saying, hey, are boxes overlapping? Because that's what we care about first. If the boxes don't overlap, then there's no way that the shapes on the inside of the boxes are overlapping. So it's sort of an optimization thing. You check the outside, what they call the bounding box. And if the two bounding boxes aren't yeah, essentially. So Unity has the ability to do hitboxes, essentially, and check collisions and all that, but they're not deterministic, so you can't use them with GGPO. Deterministic means that they calculate the same on every computer in every instance. So if you were to take a Unity game and say, I'm not saying I'm making an Android version, but let's say I put it on Android, the game calculations won't be the same as if they were playing on a Windows PC. And this variance can happen because of different processors, different versions of Windows, like, or even different other operating systems like Linux. The Android phones run on ARM processors, not x86 processors, so they're completely different. And when you do decimal math, essentially, it gets all messed up. So each one gives you a slightly different result. And it's not a huge result, but those little errors can compound over time. And so you could say take a replay file and play it on PC, and then take a replay file and put it on the Android version, and you might get different results at the end of the match. So maybe that one punch just quite didn't reach on Android, and now all of a sudden the entire match is invalid. So when you're playing GGPO games, that's kind of what's going on. You're playing the two games on different systems, and they have to expect the same outcome happens when they trade the input data. And if you don't have that, then you get a desync, and then that's bad, and then essentially the match is bust at that point. Unity doesn't come with the ability to do that automatically, which has been a very big headache and things I've been trying to rectify. So all the stuff you see here, I'm doing on my own. These aren't Unity's colliders. They work sort of in conjunction with them, so I can communicate to Unity and say, hey, the collider needs to look like this, and Unity's like, oh, okay. So if Unity wants to do a test, I can also do that. So it's kind of adding an additional layer on top of it. But my system is not using Unity's data, because Unity's data is not deterministic. So if that makes sense. So it's an additional deterministic layer on top of that. But they sort of work in conjunction. So I've copied the structure that Unity uses for its collisions and have altered them so that they are deterministic. So it's a little complicated, but it's sort of like cloning what Unity has, but then altering it in a way that we need it to be. So if you are close, and the bounding boxes here at this position are close, but they do not actually touch. Well, the bounding boxes touch, but you see the shapes don't actually touch. And all these little lines are little intersect tests to see if the shapes are actually colliding or not. But they're not, as you can see. But if I move closer, now you can see they're highlighted in white, the two intersecting lines. So if you don't have intersecting lines, like say that this thing is like huge, like 20 units big, and so it's like 18 to the left. So you're inside of it. That's where the intersect lines will find something here. I actually don't think I have one that lights up to say that it actually found something. So it's like kind of checking across the collider at all the points to say, hey, are you inside of the other one? Because see here, now they're not technically touching on the edge. Because one's inside of each other, but they are overlapped. So the key word here, the key action word, I guess, is overlap. Are they overlapped? And yeah, they are, even though they're not touching on the outside. So you also have to check if it's inside. And the way that you do that, I'll draw it here. The way that you check if one thing is inside another, I'm just gonna make a box here. And let's see, we want to know if the point is inside of something else. So we would say that the other, I'll make it a different color here, the other collider, you want it to check if a point's on the inside, right? Like obviously you can check to say, hey, are any of these lines intersecting, and you just check the intersection, and sure, okay, this one's intersecting and this one's intersecting. So we know that they're touching, or overlapped rather. But what if you're on the inside here, right? So you don't have, nothing's touching. And now you want to check, are any of these points on the inside of the other collider? You see that, Twitter? He's not the average indie dev anymore. I don't know. I still think I'm below average in most of this stuff. Like I'm a designer and a programmer, so it's I'm a little spread thin on my skill set. So I'm not like specialized in one or the other necessarily. So like a lot of this math stuff, it's like, yeah, I gotta learn this because it's just not stuff that I've been super exposed to. But I'm growing. I'm getting there. Actually, let's leave those points there so we can see them. So now you've got the problem of how do we tell if a point is inside of a shape? And so this could have 20 sides to it. It doesn't have to have just 4. I'm just using boxes to be simple. Because you can do some cheating if you only have 4 sides, or if they're only right angles, or if they're, you know, strictly rectangles, or if you don't have rotation. You can do some cheating, but if you have complex shapes, there's an easy way to figure out if it's inside or not. So we'll do, yeah, and actually let me draw another one out here, because this will be important to explain how this works. So say we want to check if this point right here is inside the shape. So what we would do is we would look over to see, hey, if we check for an intersect this way, do you intersect one or two things, or kind of like an even or odd thing? So if you look out this way and you only intersect with one thing, you're inside. Because if you take this one and do the same thing, we'll ignore the green, so we're only looking for the yellow. If you say, is this point inside? Well, you just look to the right. Okay, we found one intersection, but we found another. So what does that mean? That means that you were outside of the shape, you went into the shape, and you pop back out of it. You see how that works? It's actually really, really simple in the way that it goes. So you want to look and say, hey, well, it was only one. Well, that means I was inside and I popped out, so I was inside, right? And here it's like, oh, I found something and I found another, which means I entered and exited again. So you were outside. It's kind of a really workaroundy, like, brainbuster thing where it's like, oh wow, it's that simple. It's a very roundabout kind of test. But I think I'm doing that in both directions, because you have to check the other side. Yeah, because you see every point here, there's a left and a right. I think I'm checking both intersections, both left and right parts. So that's kind of how that works. And so you do a combination of, hey, do any of the sides actually overlap each other? And then you check the points. And then you have to check both sides for the points. And that's pretty much the idea. It sounds simple, but it's a lot to set up in the moment. So it's taken quite a few days to set up all the code to make this work and all that. And now all this simulation, because you see they turn yellow on the outside, that means that they're overlapping something. That's just a visual identifier for me. All of this is being done within a manual update. So that means that update is rollbackable. So when we attach GGPO to it, GGPO is going to be like, hey, I need you to go back to this point in time and do these 3 updates to catch up to the normal time so we can correct the game. And this is capable of doing that. So these collisions are being produced, they're being tested and sent out, messages are being sent out to enact changes. And that's actually how this yellow, it knows to do the yellow, because the system is sending out a message to the polygon collider fixed or box collider. Player's got a box. It's rotated, but it's still box. And then the other one's a polygon collider, because obviously it's got multiple shapes. Or, I mean, multiple sides to its shape. So, and then it sends a signal out when a collision is detected. It checks at the start of the manual update. You can see that here. We go to script execution order. the first thing I do is update my time managers, but then the physics manager goes second, and then everything else after that. So that signal is being sent, and that's how it knows to draw yellow instead of blue or cyan, or if you want to be technical, the light blue, the sky blue. So like the foundation is in there right now. I mean, there's some features obviously that I'll need to address, but for the most part in Pocket Fighter, all I really do is use overlaps. So if hitbox overlaps hurtbox, somebody got hit, you know, that kind of thing. Or if push box overlaps another push box and you push people away from each other, that kind of stuff. So that's really, I've kind of got most of it down. There's a couple issues with rotation that I have to work out, but that's pretty much it at this point. It's in a good shape, and I might be able to move on soon to doing another deterministic feature, so this actually didn't take as long as I thought it would. What I would like to do is add circles, and I've got some of the math for that, but I haven't tested it yet. Do you have any idea what character will be the boss of arcade mode? Oh, okay, I don't get that question often. So there's really two big ones. I haven't decided exactly, but there's two big ones I think that are pretty obvious. You've got Regal from King of Fighters, and you've got Bison from Street Fighter. I think because Match of the Millennium already had Geese and Bison together, I think it would be interesting to have either Bison or Regal in that case. What? Shoryu Sam, that's a good name. Thanks for the follow. I would like to put either one of them in. I think it would be cool to have one from each side, but I would pick one of them to add first, and then in an update later you can add another one. So I haven't decided whether I want to include Bison or Regal first. So, we're going over collision updates. That's what we're doing. And then we'll get back to drawing that hit spark from last week. Yeah, well, that makes sense. It's a good name, Shoryu Sam. That's good. It's got a nice ring to it. So this is pretty much foundational for getting some, you know, good work toward the GGPO going. So that was mostly what I've been working on. Again, I'd like to add circles in here, and then Pocket Fighter EX is not going to use circle colliders. In fact, it's not even going to use poly colliders, but it just turned out that the math to check rotated rectangles also was the math to check a multi-sided collider too. So I just put them both in. I figured why not. But I would like to get circles, you know, for either future projects or whatever. And now these green circles are not colliders, they're just position. They're just noting the position of where these objects are. I can show you actually where or the reason why they're here. Let's see. Oh, there it is. So here, here's the red crosshair I was talking about. If I use certain rotations, they get misaligned. So I'm trying to figure out the error in the math there where the rotations get messed up. So I'm trying to do a Y and a Z rotation at the same time, and it kind of has a fit. So that's why those green ones are there. Green's good. Green means calculation. Green is, well, put it this way. The green is my calculation on where the rotation should be, and the red is Unity's calculation on where the rotation should be. And they should line up. If you see red, red bad. If you only see green, green good. And that's all that's about. And I'll work those out in time. I don't really need so much the X and Y rotations at the moment, but I should fix it. So, just if anything to make it correct. Yeah. Yeah, he's there. What it is, because it draws the Unity position first, and then it draws my position. And if they happen to be in the same spot, you'll never see the red because it's covering the red up. But if they're slightly off, you can definitely see that. Is the red circle from the URS? I don't know what an URS is. I don't know, what's an URS? They're just circles. They're just circles that are drawn with debug code. Look like crosshairs though. I think they're actually these ones are spheres because there is a 3D space to it, so you can kind of get an idea. That's kind of why they look like crosshairs. They're actually 3D space. They're drawn as spheres here. So if I do again, then you can actually see where they are in 3D space here, where they're getting all kind of off. They line up in certain spots, but they're just off by some measure. Aw, I hate program crashes, man. That sucks. Yeah, I've crashed Unity a bunch of times and lost some progress, so I feel you there. Unity does not come back from an infinite loop quite so gracefully. You've got to do a lot of work to break the infinite loop if you happen to do one, if you even can. Or sometimes it just crashes. I forget, there was some kind of bug that I had. I was doing something that it didn't produce an error, but whenever you ran it, it would just instantly crash Unity without an error box, without anything. It was something to do with the transform position. I updated something at the wrong time, but it did not want to do it. And it was just, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Oh, you know what it was? I replaced the reference of the transform and mono behavior with another one. So you can hide a variable with another variable if it happens to be in the base class. And so I hid transform and used my fixed transform, and oh, it did not like that. It would just instantly crash Unity. Like, it wouldn't even open. It would open like for a second and just instantly crash. And no debug message, no error report. It was just gone. So don't do that. Don't do that. Let's see. That would be just so you know what not to do. I was a little surprised. I really didn't expect it to do that. So we got the mono behavior here, right? And so you can say public transform fixed. That's my version of it. Equals new transform fixed. So you can say this, but it's going to give you a little notice. It's going to say transform hides inherited member component.transform. Use the keyword new if hiding was intended. So public new transform fixed. Well, it don't give you any error, but if I were to save this and compile it, it would just Unity would just explode. It would not be having it. So don't do that on transform. I've hidden some other Unity stuff here and there, but I haven't hidden that one. That one's bad. I do have a mono behavior fixed, however, which uses. Oh no, it does. Oh, because it's not mono behaviors. It's just because it's. I think it's in its own thing. Anyway, there was something I did with that and I didn't like it. Apparently, this particular way works, but yeah, it wasn't. I did not know. Was not happy about that, but we'll undo all of that. We don't want it to explode because I think it just references a script when it's drawing stuff, and it probably didn't like what it found. And it's like, hey, this is not a transform. This is something else, and it's yeah. It was not fun. You'd make a game and send it to me? Well, if you make a game, I'll happily look at it. You gotta clear up your disk space though. You can't install it with that low disk space. It's not going to work. Unity takes many gigs in order to function. And your game will also take many gigs in order to develop, so make sure you clear extra space out. I have problems with that, as you can see, with the red. I got 43 gigs left here. These ones are still calculating, but I think all these are red. Yeah, they're all red. So, yeah. I have a problem with that too. Just keep everything. How old is Unity? I think Unity... I've seen support posts go back to like 2012, so it's pretty old. But they've like completely renovated it. Whenever a big version comes out, they change a lot of stuff. So if you were to take like a Unity project from like when Unity first started and try to migrate it to the current version, it probably won't even function. So there have been substantial version differences that are very different. At this point, they just do them by year. So Unity 2018, 2019, and 2020 were very big version differences, and they changed a lot of stuff. Blue is good, red is bad. Oh god, Mega Man tried to warn us. Yeah. Let's see. I think that's all for the technical stuff here. I think we've got animation left to do, and that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think if I did anything else in the meantime. I've just been working on this for a few weeks to get this working, and all the nice little debug features and all that. I think that's it for that. So we can minimize that, and we can play the actual real game in the Unity. I can't believe I messed up. Come on. Ugh. Get him. Yeah. So here's the main project file. But we're not actually even doing that right now. Well, actually, I can show you the okay, so if we get Rio to do a wake up move, oh, that's gonna be rough because that's pretty invincible. Let me change to we'll do Ken versus Terry. Terry's wake up move should be just power wave, so it shouldn't be hard to counter hit it. So we're going on a counter hit spark, and as you can see, actually it's better when Terry even hits me. You can see the little white effect that comes out. So normally if I get hit, you don't get the flash and you don't get that circle, but if it does a counter hit, you see there's that big flashy circle and the screen flashes and blah 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 blah. That's what we're working on right now. I don't like the cheap little effect I did for that. So we're trying to make an actual like spark fly out on top of the one that's already there. Like that kind of what already happens, as you can see here. You can see the screenshots behind it where it's got the ring around it, and the ring was the only thing that was there. So I want to make it a little bit more elaborate. That's what we were working on last week, and we learned some stuff, and so we've got to continue it. Just it takes a long time because it's pixel art's hard. So I think our conclusion last week was that we need to define very straight lines here. So we've got our center point, which I just activated the black dot there. We need to make sure that all lines very straight go back to that point. I think this is like a perspective thing. Yeah, Pocket Fighter EX, the main build, is made with Unity too. So this is just the testing project file to make sure that I can get everything working in a very sterile environment where I can easily test it. Because I could implement this, sure, I could implement this in the Pocket Fighter, but in order to test the validity of all the stuff and hook it into all the systems and stuff would take forever. I'd rather do that once at the end when I know everything's working, as opposed to continually keep doing that, even just to test it. So they're kind of separated at the moment. But yeah, they're both in Unity, I guess, to answer the question directly. They're both Unity projects. So we decided to go this way with the sprites here. But these lines aren't exactly straight. So let's figure out what the line tool is here. Oh, right here, right? Yeah, line tool. Sure. Hey, look at that. So probably what we want to do here is just kind of go from like where we were to where we want to go. I'm going to do that as another layer here. I'm going to call them center lines. And we would really just kind of just move it to the center here to figure out where our line should be coming from, and that was bad. And that'll help us draw straighter lines here, or to figure out whether or not the lines are correct. And then we'll use these as guides and paint over them essentially. Actually, what I should do, which layer is this one? Effects. Counter effects. I'm gonna make this like half visible. That way I can see the underlying effect. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, making original characters is hard, so Godspeed, man. Original characters are super hard to do. That's why I'm starting with this. I'm trying to think about my intention here of where I want this to really be. Like, where is this spike? Is the spike supposed to accompany this one? Or was it really meant to be here or here? I kind of feel like it should be here, to be honest. And we'll do the line all the way through. I think the idea was I was trying to get in between these two big spikes. One being here might not necessarily fulfill that. But if you combine it also with one like here, that might. That was my thought process, trying to get in between here, where there's like no activity otherwise. That's definitely looks like what that one was trying to get in between here. Oh, that was bad. That was a bad draw. And then we can use these to plan out all of our goodies. Kind of feel like this one should be a little more like here. Kind of just maybe complement this one instead. Oh yeah, it'll take a long time to develop original characters. I'll be honest, that's why I'm doing Pocket Fighter EX first, before I do anything original. I want to learn how to make a fighting game. By examining and recreating the characters, it gives me an idea of how were these designed, what was the mentality that went behind all of this. Alright, I'm gonna put this one here. I think I can just link cells. Okay. This way it's all here. So I'm gonna call this trap. I will turn that back if we want. And we're gonna hide that. And the center lines are gonna come down to be smaller there. And center point, likewise, can also be dimmed. Not so much worried about the points themselves at this point. I have to use a pun, right? Point? Did you get my point? But they're more guides at this point. Oh, you know what? I bet I built them based off of this here. If you look here, watch, I'll bring those back. The lines that I drew, they were based off this frame. So it's like the most impactful spikes are going to be the ones that remain, right? So this gives me a good read on what remains and what doesn't. Yeah, I might have to go back on a couple of these decisions. This one's not too bad. Like they're still going off this void here. I don't know about these though. This one's really close to here, and that's probably why I had it up here. More to the left. The other ones actually ended up being pretty much the same on the right side, which is funny. And this one was pretty much the same. So I'll leave those. I might just adjust this one and this one. I don't know. Let's look at the frame before without this. Yeah, so when a counter hit happens, I want it to look a little more fancy. So I'm trying to add some flair on top of what's already there. Because it's still the same kind of hit, it's just a counter hit, so it'll be accented a little bit. Built on top of what's already there, not necessarily give it a completely different look to it. Because you do get the flash, of course. I don't mind this one being here so much, based on the way that it looks. It's this one, I think that's just not quite right. This one should be changed. So let's beef up the line here. E for eraser. And we'll get rid of that. What's L for line? That makes sense. Shortcut for that. In that case, then this one should be more like this, I think. Makes me think about the other one. That should also change. The point's actually invisible now because it is. Actually, go ahead with the other one. Yeah, point's actually a little lower here. Oh, L for line, right? Yeah. So I feel like something like this would be alright. And then that should guide the rest of the white explosion points here. Yeah, It should be alright. Should be serviceable. Okay. So I'm going to, again, turn down the opacity here. And we want the white color. Take it from here. Oop. So the idea here is we want to draw like our full impact spike at this on this frame. Where is the old draft here? Well, that's a circle draft. Yeah, so it went out pretty far. And you can kind of just, I do not want to be drawing on the center point. We want to have a layer. So we'll call it counter effects. Yeah, so somewhere around here, and we feed it back into the center here. And we were out this far, feed it back to the center. Well, this one's a biggie, so it's gonna be kind of like this. Look, the smaller one. So the advantage of doing it this way, I suppose what we did last week, is that the lines are much straighter, for one, but we've got a focal point here that we're going back and referencing for each run. And that should keep everything a bit more in line, a bit more structured. So this one's about like right here. This one's kind of a biggie, so I'll make it like this. Oh, that was off. That's a biggie too, like a big biggie. So I'm gonna make that one a little thicker than the other. And then the last one, a smaller one. Thick. Okay. So if we hide the lines, now you can see sort of the skeletal version of these spikes. And we're also going to take out the hit effects so that we can color these in. And this gives us our basic look. That looks a bit more structured than last time. That wasn't just winging it. Okay, so if we bring back the flash, that's what it looks like. And that looks a lot more structured than it did last time. So we might just do a couple touch-ups here. That's not very good there. That's alright, I think. Yeah, a couple little manual touch-ups here and there. And we're pretty good. I mean, a lot of them came out kind of good on their own, though. Gotta be careful with the ends here, not to make sure to... Oh, I was gonna say you could maybe do something like that, but that extends it farther than I probably need it to. Can I just get... Oh. Just get rid of that. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that's actually not bad. Amber! Ninja Boy says hi. She said hi. She was up here. I don't know where she is right now. Oh, from Italy. All right. That's cool. Yeah, it is late there, isn't it? So, yeah. Rest well, man. Okay. So that worked out. I think that worked out all right. We need to do the other areas here now. The other frames. Okay, this one's going to be a little difficult, I think. Like, I think what I want... line tool, please. I think what I want to do is to just kind of make the lines first. And then we'll straighten them out after. Hold on. I'll do them like a pixel ahead. So they look like they're traveling just a little bit outward. And of course, the bigger the spike, the bigger the residual is going to be. So again, these aren't going to be completely straight, but we'll work them out in a minute. I just want to get the basic bits here. Oh, this one's big. This one's a biggie too. Kind of hard to tell whether this one's bigger or this one's bigger. Kind of about the same. Okay, so if we get rid of these. Something like that. Not terrible. We just got to get the... Just got to figure out how to shape the second bits here. So, just so we get all the frames here in some capacity, I want to do these here too. And the thing we did last time, I think still applies here, where we just kind of make a bubbled up thing here. So make like a bubble. I think those were the bigger ones. This one, this one. Yeah, this one's just a small one. Oh, check, it doesn't really reflect the small one. Okay, and then these are biggies. So we've got, those are not quite right, I guess. Something like that. And then we'll cover in the middle part here. They shoot out. They really, really spike out. Oh wow, that looks really cool. Actually, in motion. Yeah, we're streaming at 60, so you should be able to see it like I do. That actually looks really cool. Because we're going to add the little ring to it too. That looks actually looks really cool. So the worst part of it, of course, right now is this part. So I'm trying to think of how these should look. How these should be shaped. Like, should they have a little girth to them? And then, like, come back? Like, they're, like, little fragmented bits? Like, that's my first thought, but I don't know if that's gonna work with it. Actually, it looks better than I thought. Um, this one's gonna have to change a little bit, but the other one's actually pretty alright. To be honest, all I'm doing is just really connecting the ends here. That one might be a little thick. And I'll be honest, the distortion kind of covers up so they're not like completely aligned. It's a cheap trick, but it's working. If you just joined us, yeah, we started at 8. So well, it was a little late today. I ate something that didn't quite agree with me, so there is that. Yeah, not too far behind, not as far as you would be normally, I guess. Okay. Just go. Oh, that's really bad. That's not good. Feels like it's too big though. No need to apologize. Besides, you can always watch the recordings too. That's actually kind of cool. I still not 100% in love with that, to that, or this to this, but it looks better than I thought it would. They look really thick though. In the last frame, they look like wait, they just look too big, too chunky. But I do like kind of the flow of it. Alright, we can we try to do the cheap and dirty method of just we're just gonna thin them down a little bit. There we go. Just thin them down a little bit. The energy is dissipating, so the shock line should get thinner and thinner over time. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I've really messed it up there. They're in decent positions, they're just really big. And then, of course, just thought of maybe they like were bunching up. It looks like they were getting inertia mixed in. Like, I don't know if I'm saying that right. But kind of like how like if a car hits, like when a car slams on the brakes in a cartoon, or like crunches up and it gets thicker. Like that's what I was thinking, but it doesn't seem to work so well for energy necessarily. this, then down, but not much. This is tough because the shape of this gets really strange over time. No, that's not too bad. I don't like that last pencil. They might lose brightness, yeah, and especially in sprite work, the color and brightness is a way to also indicate size. So a bright pixel actually looks bigger than a dark pixel when you look at them. So these two white pixels look bigger than these two or three red pixels, but it's not because they're actually different sizes, just because I guess this one's more clear to view and this one's not. So you can do a lot of tricks like that in order to make things look bigger or smaller next to one another, even when you're only dealing with one pixel. Or group pixels too. I mean, you could do the same thing like this. Oh, there we go. So like when you look, the white pixel just looks bigger than the red pixel, even though they're groups of 2x2. Still looks bigger. It's got to be some kind of just the way we see colors or something. But they just, brighter pixels look bigger, darker pixels look smaller. I feel like this one needs that to shape it. That's not terrible. Okay. Okay, now this one's really bad. Oh. I'd like to draw that on this. Let's just kind of get rid of that. There is an exception to human eye. It picks up on a wavelength better than the other colors. Gotcha. It still kind of looks like it's smaller. And I guess it's just down to brightness at that point. Yeah, that one's already really thin. So I don't think I can make it any thicker than that. It's just really thin. Oh, let's just kind of, this one just, I think, needs a do-over. Oh, say I did it on the wrong one, didn't I? I got a right, left, right. So I'm just kind of like retracing it here to see what the idea is. Looks like I can get away with a 2-step. 3-step. It almost feels like I need to do this in order to keep the direction proper. But it's not gonna Well, I could break it up. I kind of forgot about that. I can just kind of break it up if I really want to do it that way. And then I can just kind of chop down that. I forgot about breaking them up. Oh, that looks kind of cool. I don't have to do them all that way, but I think this one, I don't know, this one's really thick. I feel like I need to break it up. And then to keep the direction, you can do that. Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I feel like I should do that. Yeah. Boom. That's like a firework almost. Let's get that popping feel to it. Yeah, erasing pixels can absolutely help guide the direction of your line. Either doubling or erasing. So now that really follows this now that that one's out of there. It's probably like 90% of why they do that. Yeah, and so we can eliminate some thickness by doing that. And just say, oh, there you go. Now this one moves quite a lot. I'm a little concerned about that. Might go the opposite here. I might break it behind instead of in front. Of course, you can trail shit into if you really want to, I suppose. Probably look alright. In fact, might do that here. Yeah, alright. You can see that, you can see that. The next offenders of thickness here. I suppose I could do that. Yeah, it's a smaller one, so I don't want it to be too long. This one's tough. I feel like this will have to be here or one below. Yeah, that one's. Yeah, that's not quite right. Yeah, this one's alright. It might be this one that's wrong. Okay, so then I can potentially do something here. Nope. The problem is mainly the shape, the angle that this thing's coming at. I really don't like that one. Really don't like that one. It just looks like a different angle when that pixel's there than when it's not. This might just be a really bad angle to draw at for pixels. See, you put them on different kind of lines there. Now they just don't really work. If you just have them like this, then it's like this part's just disappearing. It's not the worst it could be, but still something feels wrong about it. What if we just got rid of this? Could be that last pixel's guiding our eyes a little too much. Giving too much information. It's just really bad angle for pixels. Really bad angle. Looks a lot like an SNK Spark. Like when you have when you do, what is it now? The guard cancel. When you do a guard cancel in KOF, that's kind of like what the Spark looks like in 98. Like the kind of that, just the way that it comes out at the ends. Yeah, it looks alright except for this bottom one. Just really not happy with the way this one works. Don't know if I'll have to actually redraw it or not. But I'm just gonna be annoying. Trim out some of that to just do a quick adjustment here. Feels like it should be continued like that, but I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's much better actually. It goes quite far. Well, I don't think it should go too far. Yeah, that's a little more reasonable. There. See, now that we changed the angle of it, I can get away with something like that. There, that's better. Just that pop. I like it. Yeah, actually kind of happy with that. It definitely gives it a bit more flash to it. Let's say the only thing that's catching my eye as being perhaps too thick might be this part here. Take the head effects out for a second here. Wonder if we clear up some of that, if it might be a little nicer. Which case I don't have to go. Doesn't actually do anything to alleviate the issue that I'm seeing. I kind of wonder if they just might be too long for their own good. I think because the other ones are closer to bigger spikes of the red, they don't look as thick, but these ones look really stupid thick. Well, let me try to knock it down a little. I don't know about this. Starting to look curved I don't like it. Undo, undo. They are pretty thick though. Whoop. Oh. Redo is control line. Oh. Also coupled with the fact that they move a lot after they explode, I think is another problem. Maybe they don't move quite as much. Or cut down. How much they move after. This has a line problem where it's actually following this line and not the center. You can see where this actually shoots straight and this one curves. Fix that. I might have to do this. That's better. We still need a little additional. Yeah, that's better. It's not perfect, but it's better. That's cool. I guess a good test is just to see if it looks alright on its own. I have a feeling that what I'm going to need to do is accentuate some of this here. I think this will look bigger. So show that it's really coming out of here on the sides. It helps a little. Look at it from far away. Alright, I think it's decent for now. Let's save this before we go to the next step. So the next part, I guess, is the ring, the shockwave. I really don't know how I want to handle this. Really not sure. Oh, let's make a new layer. Counter shockwave. I mean, it's pretty much just gonna be, you know, something like this on the outside. But, you know, how do we want that to look? I'm going to turn this down. Huh. Assuming we have a circle drawer somewhere here. And a whips tool. I'm not sure how big it should be. Oh yeah, we have a guy. God, I hate a whips tools. Something like that. That's where it ends up, ultimately. Just try to thicken it up a little bit. Not good. Oh, there we go. You can see where the ring is here. So this being the second to last frame, I guess the shockwave is pretty solid. And this one. And then this one. This would have to be really like broken up. I don't know if it would be broken up more or less around other things. You also have to break it up in a way that keeps that shape. Otherwise, you're gonna screw up the look of it. What's not there is just as important as what is there. Keep it evenly thick at the start, otherwise it will look like a lens flare. Okay. I'm just doing this in a way that helps keep the shape of it. I'm not really thinking so much about much else here. I just want it to retain its shape properly. Okay, so we've gotta make it a little more uniformly thick. That's 3. I guess it'll also imply some motion to it. So like Leona has one side of her crescent slash thing is actually thinner than the other, but just by a very small amount. It gives you the idea that there's like a crescent feel to it. Of course we don't want that here, but just kind of thinking about the concept of that, of having one side thinner than the other. Wonder how if I should do anything here or not. This is the part that's really bugging me. So the first frame where it's building up, I guess there wouldn't be a ring here yet, right? And then just when it pops, that's when the ring hits. Oh, that looks kind of cool, actually. Not gonna lie. It looks pretty cool. Alright, let's add back the red. Oh god, it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Oh shit. Look at that. Looks like a real ass hit spark. It looks really cool. I'm happy. I'm pretty happy seeing that. Yes, I do play Multi-Blood. I wouldn't say that I'm very good at it, but I do play Multi-Blood and I do enjoy it very much. Yeah, I would really like to look at that. The look of that, rather. That looks really cool. BlazBlue. BlazBlue? I already say BlazBlue. I used to play BlazBlue, but I feel like it's updated so much shit and changed so much stuff that I'm completely lost, and I kind of just dropped it at that point. I played up to Continuum Shift 2, and then I got the next one, and they changed so much shit. It was the first one that they had the overdrive in, and I felt like they changed so much about all the characters that I'm just like, I feel like I'm starting over again, and then it just kind of, that de-incentivized me from continuing. God, this looks really cool though. Holy shit. I'm just looking at it as it's going through the loop. It looks really cool. Alright, I want to implement that. Do we have time? You know what? We should have time. Okay, so now I need to take these and make a sprite sheet out of them. So I'm going to turn off everything that doesn't need to be shown. And we can do an export here. 100%. Yeah, we'll do a Twitter post with it too. Later. Implement or get shanked. Counter hit, spark special, GIF, all visible layers, all frames. But we want a sheet, right? I don't want to make it an animated thing. I just want to make a sheet, right? Is that a different option? Oh yeah, export sprite sheet. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. This is what I'm looking for. Horizontal. Yes. Merge duplicates. There we go. Merge duplicates. Ignore empty. Oh, you know why? Okay, hold on. I gotta turn the background color off. It's considering it not empty. Yeah, ignore empty. There we go. And I guess merge duplicates too, although there's no duplicates, but all the layers is fine. Or the visible ones rather. All frames. Borders. We don't want any borders. Output to this. So yeah. Export. So did it make? Oh, that's my stream files. So did it make? Oh, you know what? I can shortcut it here. If you right click this and you go open in folder, it hops right to it. So here, yep, that's right here. So my only concern actually at this point is that the I just want to cut down the size of the file here. So I'm going to cut out all the excess space that we don't need and make sure that it hasn't interrupted anything else. And to be honest, for the first export, what I like to do is, yeah, actually we're going to move the center point up top. We're going to make it very noticeable. That way we've got the alignment point here, and then we can make our second export without the alignment dot. Yeah, this is going to make me have to merge duplicates. Actually, you know what? If I unlink, yeah, and then just delete these. Yeah, there we go. Now it'll be empty. Then we don't have to worry about the dot being there. Okay, let's save that and export sheets. So sprite. Oh yeah, it's looking like I want it. So go ahead and export. Yeah, go ahead and overwrite that. So here, now it's got the dot, and we'll use that to align it. So yeah, let's do it. Let's just do it. So where's my effects? Here. hit sparks. Where's the counter hit one? I don't really see it. Well, that's fine. Counter hit special. Oh, and we're going to import this file in here. We're going to say it's multiple sprites, 10 pixels per unit, full rect, no physics shape. Clamp's fine. We do not want any filtering, and we do not want any compression. Okay, and we're going to change normalize the pixels, and we're going to put that. I'm not sure exactly where all the pixels on the outside here are. I think I need to bring it in. It's hard to see because it's white. Yeah, okay, now we're in the right spot. And put that in the middle. And then go from here to here. And voila. And there we are. And that's all them pixels. And now I need to figure out what is, or where is the object for the current one. Settings, sparks, all. It might be, let's see, copy. Looking for a file. Common Spark data. Here we are. This might be it. So we should be able to see counter hit. Here we are. Counter hit special. Move class pool settings. Okay. Oh yeah, counter hit effect special spawn. And that is down here, right? Okay. So the reason I'm tracing this through is so that I can look at what kind of prefab this thing really looks like. What does it have on it? And we might just copy it, to be honest. So pull that out. Oh, we can put it in here, it's fine. Okay, we call it special because it is made for the special. When it, like whites, heavies, specials, super hits all have different hit sparks. Though I think the super and the special share the same one. That's why we're calling this one special, because this one's supposed to augment the special attack one. So let's see. And then we're going to copy this one back here. And then we can work on it from here. So we can close that. Now we've got a prefab. Okay, it does not have a scale of any sort. That's alright. There's our spark. And then against special kicks. Search for special, that's what you get. Okay, so in this case, I'm gonna make this null to start. Don't want it to show up right away. So animator, we want different animator. So if we create one here, Oh no, this is a fighting game. It's not a shooter. I'd like to make a shooter, but no, it's a fighting game. It's a fan game. Counter hit special. Or counter hit spark special. We're implementing the graphics for hit spark currently. Okay. Oh, that's cool. You mean, so when shooter, do you mean like first person shooter or like shmup, or I'm assuming first person since you're talking about Unreal. Yeah, first and third person. Yeah. I was saying that's like you said, that's pretty much what that engine is for. So, yeah, that makes sense. Now we're just doing there we go. Just doing a fighting game. I'll show you in just a second. Just let me animate this, and I'll show you what it looks like. Counter hit spark 0. I'm just gonna wing the timing and we'll adjust it as needed. I'm gonna have to look up the other animation so that we can sync it with it. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. Oh, and before I forget, let us adjust shoot, where is it now? Here. Let's take out the anchor point. We don't need it anymore in order to align our sprite, so we can re-export the sheet. No, it doesn't have the dot. Then, to replace it without screwing anything up, we gotta show and explore. Make sure it's the same file name. And if you replace it here, Unity will just update it as opposed to re-importing it and potentially screwing it up. Let's see. So does this have anything special? Doesn't look like it. Okay, let's hop out of here. So yeah, I'll just show you. Since you just popped in, yeah, just wing it, right? Just wing it. It'll work out, just wing it. Alright, so it's a fan game about Street Fighter and King of Fighters and stuff. So I'll just show you what it looks like. It's based off the Neo Geo Pocket Fighters that SNK put out late 90s, early 2000s. So it's reusing a lot of the assets from those games. But it's also got a lot of new stuff now, too. And you could do combos and stuff. Yeah, it's really hard to explain, like, a fighting game when you're not sure, like, if the person has any frame of reference for what you're talking about. I can beat people up and you do stuff, and there's supers, and there's lots of flashing shit like that. I don't know. It's a fighting game. You know, it is what it is. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, in this case, so SNK does King of Fighters, which is like a Street Fighter-esque team-based game. And so they've had a crossover before, Capcom versus SNK, but the two companies haven't worked together since like 2002. So it's been a long time, and a lot of people have wanted something like this, but it never came in recent years. So I said, what the heck? I want to learn how to make a fighting game, so let's try to do that kind of thing and see what I can do. And then it kind of just snowballed, and here we are. In fact, I'll go to an actual match. Well, there's no AI yet, but so the idea is that you pick a team. There's only a couple characters right now, but pick your team of characters. And let's see. Yeah. And then you can go fight. So obviously I'm fighting myself here. So in other words, I'm not going to be fighting on the other thing. And then a normal match plays out. And then you fight. And you can do all sorts of, you do rolls, special attacks, combos. Oh, I wasted that. And then like King of Fighters, it's a 3v3. So when one character gets KO'd, the next one comes out, and then you resume the match. Oh no, it's just a free fan game. I have no illusions. I have no delusions, I should say, that Capcom or SNK will give any two shits about this and will want to publish it. I don't think, if they're not going to work together officially, I don't think they're going to let me work together on their behalf. So, it's just a free fan game. If they want to take it down, they are perfectly well within their rights to do so. I really hope they don't. So far, they seem to be tolerating my existence. Oh, I wasted it. Oh, I wasted it. I messed up the combo. So yeah, if they want to take it down, they're fully free to do so, of course. They seem to have been letting me live so far, so it's just a fan game and passion project. That's all. I'm giving thee praise. Please don't smite this pleb. Please, sirs. I'm honoring you. Please don't hurt me. That's pretty much my stance. That's my goal here. I'm only doing this because I love you. Please don't hurt me. I appreciate that. I would like, obviously, to make an original fighter eventually. But the amount of time and especially money that would have to go into it. Ooh. You know, I'd need, like, you know, a real team, a real budget to get that kind of stuff done. And it's just, at least right now, it's not something that I would have the resources to do. Even if it was of this kind of scale where it's small time sprites and stuff. But eventually it would be good to do one. I'd like to do like a hand-drawn kind of look, you know, the most expensive kind to make. But you get the idea. I would love to do like, kind of like, you know, Skullgirl's got that HD art going on. Not that style necessarily, but you know, just an original style, but, you know, hand-drawn and all that, etc., 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 etc. Like, 3D's alright. Like, if you look at Dragon Ball FighterZ, or you look like at Guilty Gear Xrd or Guilty Gear Scribe, I can live with that. I can absolutely live with that kind of art style. Not so much the hyper realistic. I think Street Fighter V's alright. I think Street Fighter V is more of a consistency issue, where they just kind of hire anybody. They hire any kind of contractors, and then so some models look right and some models don't look right, and then you get Ken's face. Oh, Ken's face. It's just don't look right. But I don't think inherently that it would be a bad art style if you could smooth out the consistency issues. And maybe not use quite as heavy of a background fog would be nice, maybe. Or it could be the colors are wrong on those stages, I don't know. But if you wanted me to really deep dive and examine it, that would take the whole stream probably. Yeah, it depends. Depends. I think at this point, I think at this point, if people think about like the pixel stuff, I think there's a huge overlay. Like obviously some people will just prefer pixels. But I think there's a very big overlap there between hand-drawn art and the pixel art. Like if you look at like Street Fighter 3, is basically hand-drawn art but just pixelized. So at that point you might as well just go with the hand-drawn. But I think Capcom would have just gone with the hand-drawn if they didn't have to pixelize the graphics. They would have just drawn it and throw it in, you know. And they all start out as sketches and keyframes that they do by hand, and then they scan them in and pixel them anyway, so. So I think in that regard, I would personally prefer to just skip the pixel and go just directly use the hand-drawn stuff. I mean, it would scale up in resolution a little better anyway. It's easier to filter out, where the hard pixel edges are hard to upscale. But there is sort of a timeless factor to the pixel art for sure. So I can absolutely see why people really like that look. And obviously I'm going for a retro aesthetic with this. You know, invoking that Neo Geo Pocket Color style to it. Pixel art is cheap? What do you mean by that? Because pixel art's actually, especially high-res pixel art, it's very expensive to produce. At this point, I mean, well, it kind of depends. Whether or not pixel art or 3D models is cheaper or more expensive to produce, it all kind of depends on your game and what style you've got going on. But if you're doing anything big, 3D is going to have a high startup cost, but it's going to pay dividends as you go on through the project, and it's going to allow you to do some stuff that 2D is just not going to let you do, at least not cheaply. So what I mean by that, and this is a good example, alternate costumes. The cost to make an alternate costume in 2D sprites is insanely expensive. You have to basically redraw all the frames of animation for the entire character, but in that new costume. Whereas the 3D model, once you rig it, all you do is swap out the original model for the model with the alternate costume. And as long as it doesn't take any additional features or whatever to implement any additional effects, you're done. If the animation files graph onto that model, it's all rigged up, and it just goes. And so then you get Street Fighter 5, which has like, 15 costumes per character, because they can do that now, which would be pretty much impossible. Well, I would say it's impossible, but it would be so expensive and so time consuming that it would be unreasonable to expect to do that in 2D. So there are different costs associated there. However, on the opposite end, in a 3D game, everything needs a 3D model, whether it's a pot or an NPC or a playable character or whatever. And if you have, say, hey, I just need to put a plant in this room, in pixel art, you could probably just doodle up that plant in an hour. But with 3D, it's like, no, we have to actually 3D model an entire plant. All right, make the pot, make the plant, get the leaves. You got to texture it. You got to do this. You got to do that. So that's what I mean by the startup cost is high. Anything that needs to be added needs to have that 3D model. However, once you have that 3D model, you can animate it without having to draw extra frames or remodel it. The animation process is much more simple in that regard. So there's pros and cons there. For big games, 3D usually works out in the end because you can take an NPC's animations and then graph them onto another NPC model and then you don't have to like reanimate and draw necessary quote unquote all the frames of animation for every NPC, you know, etc., etc. Hello.
Don't make Ken stand in the snow. He ain't got no shoes.
Yeah, that's true. Terry's got the advantage here. Ken's gonna get frostbite. Yeah, so it is trade-off. There's really a trade-off there. In terms of fighting game stuff, the way that ArcSys does it, they're kind of doing the worst of both worlds in terms of probably cost, because they're doing hand animation techniques but with 3D models and stuff. Like they're doing distortions and they're doing imperfections built into the animations to make them look hand-drawn while they're not hand-drawn. So I would imagine, and it's just kind of an educated guess, that they're not benefiting on either end. They're putting so much work into getting those the way that they are that I think they're spending more than you would normally. Ken heats his own feet. Yeah, that's true. He could start getting the fire going. And yeah, homeless Ryu. You don't need shoes. You never really see Ryu pouncing around in the snow, though. I mean, in Alpha 2, I guess he was up on the mountain or whatever, because Sakura finds him up there in the snow. But that's like the only time you ever see Ryu in the snow. And just for a little bit of information on ArcSys's process, I think they said in Xrd it took 6 months to animate one character. So if that gives you any idea, I don't think they said how many people were working on it, but it gives you a little bit of an idea of what they were in for. So yeah, it's a lot of work. And, you know, they're professionals on it, so, you know, I'm sure there's many people working on it. Yeah, I was gonna say, you think about all the animation that goes into it? Yeah, that sounds about right. So they're not really saving much time from 3D for sure. And they've got really intricate characters and all that, so. Explains why everybody in Street Fighter has big feet. The development answer for that one is actually just so that you can see them better. If they make the hands and feet bigger, then they show up bigger on screen, and therefore you can see them easier. That's literally all that they went for with that. Let's see, we need to make a new spawn pool. Hit spark preset? Hit spark settings. Well, that's different. I think there's a few layers here that we need to go through. Let's reference the other one here. Where is counter? It wasn't here, right? No. Let's close HUD. Let's close stage. Let's close all the folders we don't need. Where was that counter hit? Spark. We saw it somewhere. Shockwave white? Oh, I bet that was this. Yeah. Okay, we've got to go back to here. Counter hit. Special. So that goes to here, to this pool. Okay, so we're looking to create a objects pool asset. Okay, and we'll copy this. Okay, so where did we put our other one? So object pooling, object pool. counter hit spark special pool. We'll add this prefab to it. It's 2. May expand the pool. Do report an error. So we were here, and this was counter hit special. And so we're just going to exchange this for the one we just made. Hook counter hit. Spark special. And we shouldn't have to do anything different here. What I do want to do is look at the hit spark large and figure out what its timing is. So 3, 6. Okay. We're gonna want to do on 2 to 3. 3, 6, 8. I don't like the way this works actually. This should probably be more like this. Can't really tell because it's so it looks like it's misaligned. Doesn't that look like it's off? Looks like it's not lined up properly. Alright, where's the sprite? Oh, right here. Okay. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, it doesn't quite look right, does it? Yeah, it is on the pixel grid. Let's see. God, they all look kind of off. This is hard to do with just looking at it like this. Looks alright, maybe. Let's see. Oh yeah, God, that's way better. Oh yeah, look at that. I eyeballed it and it worked out. All right, let's do 3, 5, 8. Well, 2, 3, 5, 8. Okay. Oh, I don't need render size. 2, 3, 5, 8. Then it will show here, here, here. Boom, boom. Oh geez, chat's going. Let's see. Yeah. I have a question. Did you learn this from a guide or been using Unity for a long time? Mix of both. Mix and match. Obviously, I've watched some tutorials and the basics and all that, but I've been using Unity for 3 years. And all that experience has paid off. Let's see. What else is chat saying here? Talking about the difficulties of animating. Yeah, it's a lot of friggin' work, man. It's a lot of work. It doesn't look like it when you look from the outside, but when you really get into it, you're like, holy crap. This takes forever to do anything. If you want any real quality out of it, of course. Yeah, Unity is very user-friendly as far as development kits go. Yeah, you can get stuff up going real easy. Okay, this might be hooked up. We'll see if it actually comes out. So we want to turn wake up on. Hey, there it is! Oh, and it looks cool too. It looks cool. Alright, we gotta make sure that it's actually timed correctly, so let's do a frame by frame here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's good. Ooh. Looks cool. Looks cool. Certainly got that sheen to it. A lot better than just Oh, are we in oh, that's right, I didn't put health regen on. I was gonna say, are we in a real match one? I thought we were in training mode. Oh, okay, so that took a lot of time to do here. Yeah, it does. Pop, pop. Oh, yeah, it looks cool. Yeah, and then the double there. I really like it. I really like it. So the trick now is to make a smaller version for the other hit sparks. I'd really like to see it on a Hadoken, like reuse Hadokens. Yeah, we'll just use Terry again. You don't need me anymore. Time to retire. Don't say that. Oh God, don't say that. It's so not true. Oh, he's not gonna... He's just gonna shield himself, right? Okay, well, I got this. If I do an EX... Yeah, it doesn't hit in time to be a counter hit, though. I could do this. Yeah, there we go. Well, that looked pretty cool. What is Ryu set to? Is he set to throw Hadokens or Shoryuken? What's he got going on? Show you a Terry combo next? Okay. Alright, alright. We'll show a Terry combo. Alright. What you gonna do on Wake Up? Oh, you can do Shoryu, huh? I could potentially get... If I could time it right, I could catch him on the... Yeah, like that. Oh, it looks cool! Oh, we gotta redo that one, too. Ooh. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, we can see him hitting me. Oh, it looks cool. Just ching! It really gets you. Ching! That's it. Now, you know it's a special, like, hit, because normally it just is what it is, but you know you got it. Alright, let's check out Terry. Oh, I don't got any meter. Need meter to do stuff. Oh. I messed it up. At the end there. Oh yeah, I got I was gonna be in, of course. Ooh, eat it. Oh, he's too far. Ooh, there we go. That'll work. Oh, no, that's not. Boom! You want to see Buster Wolf? Okay. Alright. Ooh! Boom! Eat it! Oh, I wonder if you can do that. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's time. Oh! Oh, eat that. What a punish. Oh, didn't hold down back. Oh, eat it! Probably even do... Oh shit, not holding down back. Mmm! Yeah, eat that. Look at that. Holy crap. Oh, all the damage. Oh. Nope. Gotta wait till he lands to do that. Mm. Yeah, you don't have to use all your bar. Oh, I went through him. That's not what I want. Wonder if that can work. Nope. Oh, you gotta wait till he falls down a little more. Let's see. Oh, nope, that's not gonna work. It's too delayed. I'm sure there's stuff you can get. Oh, that's not one. Nope, too late. I'm trying to get. Whoa, whoa, things are going. Real Rodan. I've seen you in chat, so thanks for the follow. Thank you, and I need to. Of course, the battery in the controller is dying. It's getting really bad. I'm using a 360 controller to test with most of the time. And the battery is just, like, lately it's getting discharged in a few hours. So I know the batteries. Going. Yeah. Oh, he landed. Yeah, I was gonna say, everything's going at the same time. The messages are popping up left and right. I'm getting all sorts of screwed up. I don't think you can get Power Geyser here. Nah, he'll fall down. Oh. Could do... Oh. Power Geyser does a little more damage, though. You can turn on attack info to see how much the things do. So that's 420. Yeah, and that's 460. And they get amplified in Power Max mode, so that's 552. And this one should be less at 504. Yep. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks. Yeah, I got all the old timer nostalgia on this channel. Also working on a platforming game too. It's kind of like a NES platformer, pixel art kind of thing. Sort of exploration based, spooky platformer about like a haunted house and stuff. I don't have like a title yet, but since I haven't been in the best of health, we've kind of set that one aside for streams, but I would like to bring that back soon and dedicate a little more time to it. All the stuff we were doing earlier with the collision and shit, that's all gonna play a part in that one too. Kind of get a foundational set of features going. Now the platformer doesn't have to be deterministic like the fighter does, but it would be kind of cool if it was, just from a technical perspective. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm more concerned about getting movement on polygons working correctly. Oh, there we go! Oh, I didn't have enough meter for another one. It was real close, though. Is that... Am I reading that right, chat? Did I seriously just get a message that says I don't want Guile to be a charged character? You have to leave now. I'm sorry. It's the rules. You have to leave now. Why would Guile not be a charged character? He's the charged character. How could Guile not be a charged character? His entire design is all based on charge moves. Chat, you're killing me tonight. You're killing me. Killing me. I can't take any one of you serious now. He's gonna be a charged character. It's confirmed. Oh, did I run out of music? Yeah, I ran out of music here. I'll restart it. I should be gone now, but I'll just restart it for now. You're just gonna have to learn the charge moves, alright, son? You just gotta practice them. How long has the music been out? I haven't even noticed. I was just rambling on. Hey, you wanna see Guile? Let's look at Guile for a minute. I gotta redo his palette and stuff. And re-rip all his data, but we have a preliminary sheet. Where's Guile? Here's Guile. Gosh. Oh, here's the data rip one. Yeah, that's not the colored one though. Here's the colored one. There we go. There's Guile. Again, I gotta readjust his colors. I want to make a better palette for him. Yeah, the charge characters are BS with the AI. I'll give you that. Yeah, here's Guile's sprites. Let's see that. Now, these are again from Match of the Millennium, a Neo Geo Pocket Color. I pretty much just colored them and edited up a few things here. And I actually gave them the flag. In the original sprites, the flag was just a green smudge. Because they didn't have the color to make it more, you know, than what that was. It just kind of was what it was. So now that we added color, more colors rather, I figured we're just gonna have to make sure that the flag looks right. So I did. Got all his punches, his kicks. He reuses a lot of sprites. We might have to create a few more animations for him, because they really reused a lot of stuff in his sprite set in this game. Only one overtime allowed. Flash kick from walking forward. I think like Street Fighter V kind of addressed that. I don't think the AI can do that, or it's less likely to. but it just kind of is what it is. There's a little back fist. Well, not little, but I guess they're all little. They're all little tiny sprites. Got Sonic Boom. I really like the way that this looks in the pocket style. It's really nice. Then I got Flash Kick. Looks cool. And then all its guard and damage sprites, etc., etc. These ones were ripped by hand, but we've got data rips now. So I just have to basically compare all the sprites, make sure we didn't miss anything. And if there are discrepancies, so here's the data dump that we did. We wrote a program to analyze the files and reconstruct the sprites without having to rip them from traditional means. And so if there's any unused sprites or missing sprites or whatever, we absolutely can get those. They're all here. But now I have to basically go back and verify that all the other ones are correct, and if there's an issue, then I have to redo them. We did those many streams ago with the LBRY sprites, if you want to know that process. We'll probably be doing that again at some point in the future for Guile. Unless I do it off stream. Yes, Street Fighter V's Guile can walk while crouching. Terry can do that too in some of the Fatal Fury games. I don't know if that's what the inspiration for it was. But in the Fatal Fury games, a couple of them, you can actually crawl just like Guile does, I believe. In the Pocket one too, I believe you can do that. Yeah, because Terry's got crouching sprites in Pocket style. I don't know if I have them on hand here, but they're definitely there. No, that's the game sheets. Scraps and miscellaneous, maybe? Where are they? I'm sure they're here somewhere. No, these are the KOF R2 sprites. No, Match of Millennium, I'm sorry. These are Match of Millennium. They do not seem to include the Fatal Fury First Contact sprites. This one does. Here it is. Here's his crawling while ducking. So yeah, Fatal Fury First Contact had these. And you could actually do that. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to bother implementing that. At least in this game, I don't feel like there's any need to include something like that. It's a little too fast-paced for it to even be useful, I would imagine. I wish I could borrow a design so I could make my version of myself in Pocket Fighter. Oh, you mean like the sprites? I get what you're trying to say. Yeah. Well, I mean the sprite sheets are out there. You can go grab one and study it up and see how they work, and maybe do some edits to get a feel for it. Yeah, what I was doing here is I lined up side by side the Fatal Fury First Contact and the KOF R2 / Match of the Millennium sprites. So you see here, there's actually like they're shaded a little bit. Because Fatal Fury First Contact was first released in black and white, and they didn't have the color, so they removed the shading when they put Terry in the other games. I thought was pretty interesting. You can see it really good here, like the arms shading down here. But there's no shading over here, like under the hat. They kept the shading under the hat, but the other underarm here, and then the shoe shading was removed, and they missed some stuff here and there when they did that conversion. So like here, potentially this maybe shouldn't have been red. Or the hair shading here probably shouldn't have been here, but it's there. You could argue perhaps here the hair shading is not needed or shouldn't be there. And I probably removed it when I did my coloring. But yeah, you can see the shading on the ponytail was completely removed here. Yeah, pixel art's great. I'm terrible at it, but I love it. I like coloring. I'm pretty decent at coloring things, but that's about it. I can make you some palettes. But yeah, this was basically comparing all the... You see there's other differences too, like the size of the foot here is larger, and it got reduced when they put them in new KOF games on Pocket. And there's less detail on the pants. So they did actually do some substantial changes here and there. Same thing here. The leg is thin and the foot is small here, but it's thicker and bigger here. And the ones on the right are always the Fatal Fury First Contact ones. So they did change quite a lot. But the KOF sprites were more refined. They kind of went in this direction going forward, where these were kind of like the original, the first stab at it. I use somewhat of a mixture here, where I think I use the bigger foot for this attack. It just looks like it fits better, but I use this attack instead of this one when I did them. So I picked and chose what I thought was best looking. There's a lot of them that are pretty similar though. Yeah, he is wearing Converse. Yep, absolutely. So then I took all that and it ended up turning into this. And before anybody asks, because I get this question every single time I show these sheets, yes, his eye is green, and that's just so I can keep it separate from the white on his hat and his shoes. In game, it turns to white like the rest of them with the palette system. But yeah, it's green so I can keep track of it on the sheet. He's got a lot of color on him, so he took a while to process. Oh yeah, so here originally I stuck with what they did and made them red. But I changed my mind to change the back foot to blue. It just felt like it fit better. Then you get more focus on the front leg. Converse sneakers are good for fighting. Yes. Oh, we made these crouch down frames. I think Pocket did that one. This crouch down frame didn't exist. It just went from standing to crouching. So we put a frame in between. It felt like it was too quick. But yeah, here's all his punches and kickings and crouching punches and crouching kicking. Yeah, see there's the bigger foot that I chose to have. All the punches and the kicks and the throws. Oh, we made this. I think Yoshin did this animation. They don't have the way that grabs worked in the old games, especially in KOF. They didn't activate the grab unless you were like really close, and so it did have to have a miss animation because you could never miss the grab. It would just either grab or not grab. So we had to, because I'm doing it where you press two buttons, the light punch, light kick, in order to grab, so you can miss. So it's like Street Fighter 3 and 4 and 5 in that regard. So they didn't have animations for missing the grab or attempting the grab, so we had to put those in. We had to draw those. So that one came out pretty good. There's his other attacks. Crack, shoot. Looks really good with the color in there. Because you can see all the little detail on it. Anti-air grab? No. Some characters will have air grab. Like Chun-Li will have an air grab, but I'll reserve it for specific characters. Yeah, the smears. Got power charge. That was only in KOFR 2. It wasn't in Match of Millennium. Hello.
Don't forget, Ken's from San Francisco, not shitty New York.
Yes, I know.
He can't stand in the snow like you barefoot. Like that time you took the dog out.
Yeah. I'm from New York. I can go barefoot in the snow. It's fine. I have that ability. It was built in. Yeah, it's the other part of Power Geyser. The frames that are blacked out like this are just... They're here for reference, but these frames are reused from other animations. So I marked them with a border so I knew that they were not to be colored or to be spent time on. If you're wondering about that. Because that's just part of Power Wave here. And so see, this frame 1 gets reused for frame 3. So just so I can see the whole animation in reference, I do it that way. And then all these frames get reused for Power Geyser. So I don't bother recoloring them or anything. It's like, wow, really? What did you do when you just said that? Hey, talk to me. I was talking to you.
What?
I was telling what chat was saying about what you were saying. Like, wow, really?
Wow, really? What? The part that I said New York was shitty, or that you went
No,
barefoot in the snow?
I think to the point where I went barefoot in the snow.
I know, I'm being silly.
That's what
Yeah.
Ninja Boy said. Wow, really, Amber?
He sure did that, Ninja Boy. Okay, here's the story. I got up one morning, and I went to take the dog out.
Here's Buster Wolf.
Huh?
I'm just saying, here's the Buster Wolf
Oh, I thought you
sprites.
said I was hurting your head. 'cause
No,
you were talking
no.
about
I made
to
this
be
one.
hurt.
I made this sprite. I'm proud of it.
You did a good job.
I did the other ones too. Some of these are edits, some are originals.
You did a bang up job on that Basta Wolf.
I did this one. I'm not sure if that was an edit or not. This one's an edit. I used the arm from Heavy Punch.
Anyway, I got up to take the dog out, and he was doing something. And so he didn't tell me he'd already had the dog out. So when I took the dog out, I was walking around, and I noticed footprints in the snow. I was like, those are pretty big. Those are dude footprints. Oh, is there a crazy naked person in our neighborhood? I got legit concerned and went back in the house, and I was like, yeah, there are fucking, like, bare footprints in the snow. And he's like, oh, yeah, that was me. I took the dog out. I was like, the fuck? And he's like, yeah, I didn't have time to put shoes on. He's old. I didn't want him to, like, pee and poop in the house, so I just went out barefoot. It's fine.
She thought it was a stranger. Yeah, she's not from New York.
I'm from Kentucky.
She's-
I don't know any better.
She's from Kentucky, so she came up to be in New York for a while, and she didn't like New York. Not that I blame her.
It was
And-
cold.
And I never really liked New York to begin with, so we moved back down to Kentucky.
Be like, it was okay. It was just cold.
Yeah, she don't like the
And
cold.
everybody yelled at everybody.
Yeah, people were very, very not nice in New York. So there you go, there's the Terry sheet rundown. Nothing too else really here. There's the hat toss. Pretty standard stuff. Oh, yeah, we made this one. I can't remember if Graphicus did this one or if Raito did this one. This is his intro with Ken.
I'm scraping roast stripping to keep your bangs.
Oh, is that what you made? The roast?
No, my mom did. She sent us some leftovers. She made a roast. She made a roast.
Oh, but that's not the one that we
No,
have.
ours
Okay.
is still from ours.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Cool. Oh, that's nice of it. Oh yeah, these are the unused ones. So there's like an air guard brake, because some of these games had air block, but this one doesn't. And people aren't nice because the donuts are dry. Yeah, the donuts are terrible in New York.
No, shut up, I missed them.
Awful. No, Dunkin' Donuts is the worst.
Shut up, I missed them.
They're the worst.
They're okay. I mostly went for Nickering's.
Oh, you were stationed at Fort Campbell in Kentucky for a few years. That's cool. Yeah, there can be snow here, but since I've been here, the winters have been very light. Unusually so, that I've been told. Oh, that's cool. I always wanted to fly a plane, but I know that it just takes so long to learn it that I just probably just don't have time and don't have the patience for it. On top of the fact that if you screw up, you die. My uncle flies planes, though. He got his pilot's license. Yeah, airborne jumps. Like, yeah, like a paratrooper or something. I always wanted to do a skydive thing, too. But I always think about, like, what if the parachute doesn't activate and I die, and that would suck. And so that I never really did it. Probably real exciting though.
Anytime somebody brings up the military, I always think about my uncle, and he was married to a lady during the Korean War, a South Korean lady for like, pretty much, he got her pregnant, they immediately got married, had the baby, and then she came to America for like 2 weeks, and she's like, no.
Oh.
And he was like, yeah, I can't, I don't want to live in South Korea forever, so she's like, fuck it, bye.
Hey, at least it ain't North Korea.
I know.
We'll put it that way.
Yeah, so he has a South Korean son that he saw once in the 50s.
That sucks, though.
Yeah.
That really does suck.
It does.
Oh, Pocket did this one. This is the ground bounce animation. So when you do this move, they bounce off the ground, that animation, everybody has to have that now. See how he flips around? And then there's the wall bounce animation. Oh yeah, you could probably get that, right? Hold on. Too far. Hold on. Oh yeah, you could totally do that. Oh, shoot. I screwed up the input, but I think I could... Hold on, let's try that. I'm trying to do this move after it. But I think I'm doing it too early. And I'm not getting the window of opportunity. It almost worked. At least I got it out that time.
Here you go.
Oh boy.
Illegal coaching.
Terms of service.
There's no camera.
That's true. What Twitch can't see, Twitch can't ban.
That's right, baby.
God, don't say that. They'll fucking ban us anyway. We're nobodies. They'll ban us in an instant.
I know, we'd be done for.
We're probably fucked just by talking about it.
No, shut up. Look, what it is I've got my Bible out, and I'm getting ready to have study time with Mark.
Oh, yeah. That's totally what's going on.
That is what is weighing heavy on his shoulders right now, are my dual Bibles, see?
Yeah, dual Bibles.
Dual
That
Bibles.
sounds,
I dual wield the Bible.
That sounds about right. Dual Bibles. Yeah, there we go.
Dual Bibles.
I'm not getting that power or the rising tackle after.
Man, what a weird time to go to public school. It's like, kids nowadays can never imagine this, but like when I graduated 8th grade in 1999, our gift from the school was personalized Bibles.
I got one from college, but
Oh.
only because I was in the Bible
Club
or whatever.
Was it the Bible Black Club?
No, God, no. Jesus fucking Christ. Good
sorry.
God, no.
I'm sorry.
You are not sorry.
Shut up.
There is no remorse in you.
Shut up. Ninja Boy, I don't go to church, but I am a Christian. Yes, we are. We're good, God-fearing folk. We just don't act.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. We do not act it. You're right.
We don't. We don't live right.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Rio Riordan. Hey, I graduated from high school back in '92. Gosh dang.
Jeez, yeah.
We do, Ninja Boy. We're terrible people. But
Yeah.
we mean well. You know, we pray for forgiveness every night. It's okay.
Yeah, well, look, alright. There's New York Christians.
I was gonna say, like, he's New York. He's New York Catholic. I'll just go ahead and tell it on us. We're Catholic. And I was raised very a-religiously. Like, my dad he was a not great person, but he was actually the religious one. My mom's very anti-religion, but she was, a little easier. But anyway. Yeah, I came from a weird background, what I'm saying.
You have to understand that New York Catholics are very, well, everybody in New York is very sweary.
They are. Like, I told Mark, I was like, I've never been around so much casual swearing. Not that I mind it. I'm just not used to it.
Yeah, you're not gonna, it's New York.
Yeah.
It's just New York. That's how it goes.
No, this is not our Minecraft server, Larry. That's my good Christian. Just kidding. We don't have one of those, but I mean, we probably should. It's fine. The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Yes, he does. Yeah, all the New York Christians swear. It's just a thing we do.
Like, I had to remind Mark when we got down here. I was like, yeah, no casual swearing in public.
Yeah, I couldn't understand that.
Yeah. He swore around the customer service girl at the TV station. I had to be like, hey, you don't talk like that here. You take it down.
Oh yeah,
mister.
that's right. I was starting to get pissed, and it just starts coming out.
Happened.
The New York just comes out.
Yeah, Black Ninja Baptist. That's the denomination here in the American South.
Yeah.
It's Baptist. We've got a Southern Baptist. We've got Old Regular Baptist, and then there's Primitive Baptist. And boy, them's some interesting people.
Primitive Baptists?
Yeah, we'll talk later.
Okay. Is that the snake ones?
No, that's a type of Pentecostal. That's what my dad was into. He went to a snake handler church once in the 70s.
Yeah, they put the snake on you, and they're like, if you're full of sin, the snake's gonna bite you.
Well, they say that, like, it's the Lord's will if you live or if you die. And if you get bit, then God just wanted you to come to heaven at that point, or you had sinned and didn't have enough faith. I think most of the time they try to spin it as that's just, when the Lord wanted you to come. Or, if you get bit by the snake, they don't go to the hospital 9 times out of 10. They're just like, no, God will heal me, or I'm going to go live with him one. And,
This sounds like a lot like a liability thing to me.
Well, if they live over it, then they're like,
if you
see?
died, God wanted you to die. It's not our fault for putting a snake on you.
Well, yeah, like that. They take a Bible verse that says, "And you shall take up serpents," literally.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, like they literally go out and catch wild rattlesnakes and stuff, you know?
Oh, that's great. They don't even buy them. They just they literally go get them in the wild.
Catch them themselves. They drive to remote or hike to. They drive as far as they can, and then they hike to remote hilly areas and catch these poor snakes. And they don't take good care of them. They just keep them in like fucking 30, 40 gallon fish tanks and feed them some poor mice that they catch. They don't take care of them. They rattle the shit out of them during services.
Yeah, so they're more likely to fucking bite you.
Yeah.
It's the will of the Lord, but we also pissed this one off.
I know, Rio Riordan. Why couldn't that verse say, "And you shall take up kittens"?
Oh.
I'd be a preacher tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Ninja. I mean, that's cool. Everybody's got interpretations and ideas of, you know, what they should do regarding their religion. And as long as you don't hurt anything, that's cool. I respect people's right to practice their religions. The only point that I'm like, okay, we need to talk is when you start hurting things, like, you know, child abuse or animal abuse. When that comes into the picture, I'm like,
yeah,
the line in the sand has been drawn, boys. Let's talk. Alright, Black Ninja. Talk whenever you feel, bud. Whenever you feel. God, I slurred that. If I know. Don't worry, I'm not sick. I just got out.
Yeah. I got a lot of bad allergies here in the south where I think I'm just not used to the pollen.
It's very
and
humid
shit.
here, too, yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it's very, it's very, I feel very stuffy all the time. But it's something that, like, if you live here, it's fine, you're used to it. And I assume that that just kind of means I'll get used to it eventually. But until then, it's not that bad that I really, like, think much about it, but then sometimes my ears feel weird, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's that.
Yeah, Rio. My cousin's husband is one of those types.
What? I didn't read it.
Or one of my faves, that religious body who has a tendency to knock on the door while you're just getting out of the shower, and then has the audacity to put a foot in your door while you're closing it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Holy rollers, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom's side, they're mostly the old regular Baptists, and they're the set that are like, you know, women don't wear men's clothing, so they're always either clad in dresses or skirts. They will allow t-shirts, but generally they prefer button-ups. So think the Duggars, 19 and counting on TLC. Also, it's sinful for a woman to cut her hair, so they don't cut their hair. So that's why a lot of my cousins have such long hair.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. It's, they think it's sinful to cut it. Yeah, that's cool, Ninja Boy. You should totally visit America sometime, man.
America. Get you some fireworks and a shotgun and a
right?
cheeseburger. You'll be all set.
Go to the American South. You can buy a gun at the flea market. Any flea market, don't matter.
Yeah. They probably wouldn't even care if you were a citizen or not.
They don't give a shit. They're not looking at any papers except for that green you're gonna hand them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cash only.
It is a little worrisome. Just,
No, it's fine.
just a little bit.
No, it's they trust in your responsibility and faith in God. Just get you a gun and a snake.
It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your freedom is? My freedom's right here, baby.
Get you a gun and a snake, baby.
My freedom's right here. That good old USA. Ain't have it any other way. That counter hit spark is good. I drew the... So here when Ryu hits me, that little white spark. Hold on, I gotta do it right. Yeah, that little white spark. That's what we animated today.
Oh, good job. That looks good.
Here,
Your game looks like that from Capcom Cared.
Yeah. Here, let me turn on the right layers here.
I don't know what a grand one is, CJ Jammies, but you can buy like an actual pew gun at the flea market.
Here. See? got that effect around.
I see it. It's good. I told you. It's Capcom.
Sort of.
Just as we're gonna make Capcom look silly. Guns, baby, America.
Well, there's a big, huge difference between what Capcom does and what I do.
Know.
They've-
I'm just saying, you have the spirit. You have that good spirit. You have the feel. So
you're not gonna see me be able to pull off 3D graphics even marginally.
You're just one man.
Yeah, let's say it's a different beast.
No, we're just joking around, of course. But yeah, good work. You can tell that you care.
I try.
Okay, cool. CJ Jamie's explained the thing to me. Hey! No!
Frank Underwood. Frank?
Yeah, F-R-A-N-C-K.
F-R-A-N-C-K. Frank.
So
I
it's,
guess.
yeah, like they added a C
Frank.
to Frank.
Frank.
Or Frank.
Frank.
We're American, we don't know, but thank you.
We're gonna just say Frank.
That's what Mark names every farm animal, Frank.
Yeah. Shut up.
we went to pet a bull once. He's like, your name is Frank. And then like a week later, we saw some chickens, and it's like Frank and Ted.
Shut up.
Everything is Frank.
It just feels like it should be.
Okay.
I really thought to do that move in this situation. Oh, you can't. You can't special cancel it because only the second hit special cancels. I don't think you can get far enough away that only the second hit. Okay. Yeah, you'll have to just do that instead. Ah, messed it up. My opinion, special attack for Trump is toupee throw, and Hillary is a pulse whip. What the? Wait, hold on. What are we talking about? Oh, I missed the message.
You did.
Totally need to make a Donald Trump sprite and a Hillary sprite. Isn't there. Shoot, Andrew Yang made a fighting game and released it on Steam. Like, no joke.
Was that one fan game people made about Bernie, and it was like Super Mario?
Yeah,
Brothers?
Super Bernie World. So there's Super Bernie World, there's the Andrew Yang fighting game, and then there is a Donald Trump fighting game, I think, from the last election with Hillary. I think someone made something that was like the politician fighter, and then it had like not all the candidates, but a lot of the candidates, but it had Trump in it for sure. It was fucking funny.
Yeah.
Political games. Yeah, I mean, some games you can make, the tools are good enough that you can make games so fast now that you can do topical shit like that.
Oh yeah, Ninja Boy's talking about school. So like, I saw this challenge on the interwebs, and it was like, okay, take the last thing that you ate, and then whatever your high school mascot was, and that's your new name, like your pirate name or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And at the time, mine was either the Pepperoni Pizza Patriot or the Pepperoni Pizza Crusader, because I went to 2 high schools. Technically, you could say 3, because the Pepperoni Pizza GED, they all work so well.
Oh no.
That's right, I'm a high school dropout.
Oh.
It's okay, I got my GED and now I have my bachelor's.
Yes, you
From
did
a private Christian school.
You did
Liberal
go.
arts. Just making sure you people understand, I didn't get my degree at the University of Phoenix.
Nope.
Or problem. Not a fan.
Let's see. Thinking about fighting games with jacked up Jesus fighting Buddha. There is a game for that, actually.
That is Fighting Gods or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Hold on, it's on Steam, right? Let's look it up.
Yeah.
There is a.
Yeah.
There is. They got in trouble too. They got like taken down for a while. Let's see.
Yeah, they did. People got really pissed.
Gods. No, yeah. Fight. Was it Fighting Gods? No, it was something else, wasn't it?
Something like that. Fight of Gods.
Fight of
Close.
Gods. Yeah.
Close.
There it is. The fighter that will offend everybody, inevitably. There you go. See,
Oh,
Jesus and Buddha. You called it. Jesus and Buddha. There it is. Jesus, Buddha. I think that's Santa Claus.
Maybe.
Anubis.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that must be Odin.
Yeah.
I don't know who some of these are.
Kuan Yin, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, there you go.
Alright, cool. Where's Zoroaster? Let's speak Zarathustra.
Which one's
I'm
this?
smart, I say the words.
What god is this? I like this god.
Oh, you want to be a patron of that one?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. It's funny as hell. Yeah, I think they actually got taken off the market, like for a week or something, because something happened. Somebody got pissed.
Yeah, I made a joke in high school.
Oh, it is Odin.
Yeah.
Oh, Zeus is the.
I
yeah,
figured that was the
okay.
beard one.
Guangong? I don't
And
know
Anubis.
who that is.
I'm not sure.
Anubis was cool.
Dallas, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. Mazu.
Athena, Mazu. Hey, there's Amaterasu. I was just getting ready to say, where is she?
Oh, okay. What the hell?
Ah, it's great. Santa's a guy.
taking
Oh,
a
Yeah.
selfie with Jesus. That's funny.
Yeah, people get pissed over that stuff. I was 14. I was just screwing around. I made a joke in high school. I was like, yeah, Jesus had great abs, man. And like, you know, this super redneck jackass. I was like, that's not funny. Like, well, that's fine if you feel that way, but I'm allowed to say it. No, you're not. Yeah, I am.
The great gods are at war. Oh no.
Cool.
Who will lead us to enlightenment? Buddha? Odin? Zeus? That's funny. Moses! Holy shit, they got
Hey!
Moses
Oh.
DLC?
Oh
No.
JC! Yeah, one final challenger arises! Woo! Woo, lad!
The Son of God. He's
JC
back.
DLC! And he's crossed.
That's fucked up. That's really fucked up.
Oh, God. No.
So what-
He doesn't cast holy, he casts pearl, everybody, remember?
Wait, so hold on. He was he removed from the game and taken and put back in because he was in the game to begin with. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what happened. They had to take Jesus out
I don't know.
and then they put him back. I don't know.
Somebody was super pissed off. I like the JoJo walk they gave Jesus.
Yeah. Well, you haven't read part 7, so you don't know about the Jesus and JoJo.
I don't.
Part 7's crazy.
Jesus wasn't in at launch, so
Oh, he wasn't? I thought he was. I thought he was like the first character. Okay, alright, we got Jesus DLC, that's cool.
yeah.
Where's Moses though? Said something about Moses. I don't know. Whatever. Alright, well, I gotta get out of here. We're just
Sad.
spiraling now
Yeah, it's
into everything.
evolved.
We put our hit spark in, we're done for today.
Yeah, it's over.
I'm pretty
Now it's
tired.
jokey joke time. Hey,
Yeah.
somebody Google that snake handling church. It's pretty fun. It's illegal here now, but well, it's illegal in Virginia and West Virginia too. But they still do her. Tennessee too, I think. I'm sure they do it somewhere in the podcast. I don't know though.
I just found the glitch. Terry's standing heavy punch does not have a counter hit state immediately. Has one early on, but it seems like it expires.
Make crack shoot an emote.
I probably should, yeah.
Yeah, Rio, it's crazy, man. They get taken by the Holy Spirit. They're dancing, they're shaking, they're speaking in tongues, and they're wearing those snakes like a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get multiples, like 3, 4, however many those hands can hold. I have tiny little baby hands. I could only take one, and I would only want to do one, and only just to pet it. And
Yeah,
reassure it that I am no threat.
We're not going.
No, we're not.
We're not going to the snake church.
I'm just saying,
Fuck
if I
that.
had a snake, it would be a pleasant, respectful relationship between me and nature.
Alright, let's see. Last thing I'll do here. I want to see why that heavy punch is not.
See, Ninja Boy,
Working.
I don't know what Henry Stickmin is. This is all new to me. I'm old.
Yeah, we don't understand all this new
We
fucking Zoomer shit.
We don't get your references, God love.
Henry Stickmin collection?
We don't know what that is, but we'll look at
What system is that on?
it. It was on Steam. Like, it had a
Oh, it was?
advert for it, I think. I saw the Stickmin, dude.
Alright, hold on.
Yeah, I
Do
don't
I still
know
have the
what
window
it is.
open? Hold on.
I don't know.
We'll look it up.
Yeah, it was like on the front page or something.
The Henry Stickmin collection? What the
Yeah.
hell? What is, yeah, it's an actual thing. It's a thing.
We don't know what this is. Is this like stickdeath.com? That's what we used to do in high school,
Yeah.
was the stickdeath.com.
This is stickdeath.com, the game, it looks like. Wait, oh, I guess
Well,
this
nobody's
is,
getting shot,
I guess
though.
there's multiple of them, because it's talking about,
Yeah.
this looks like a,
Oh, not people getting shot.
yeah, this looks like a, oh, that's funny.
It's cute. It's like Paper Mario mechanics.
It looks like a story game, like a quick time event.
Yeah, yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
like, almost like a Flash animation turned into a game.
So, stick death, but with less step, I guess.
Only if you screw up.
I guess.
That's interesting. I guess it was an inevitability that someone was going to make a game like that.
Smurfia19 says, "Does the sound weird for anyone else?"
Could be.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. Hope not.
Yeah. Yeah, CJGME says it's one of those old Flash games now turned into. Yeah, it has a stick death feel.
Sometimes the sound gets weird. And
Oh,
we've got to
yeah.
fix it, but
And
yeah,
whenever
I
I'm
don't
going back to my bedroom listening to Christmas music.
know.
so I
Yeah,
feel like
I'll
Christmas.
be off in a minute. I just want to fix this up and then I'll cut it.
Oh,
Oh.
God, it's plastic.
S for standing? No. Heavy punch? Heavy punch. Oh, it's up here. Okay, so our counter hit state is this.
I buy this cat, all these cat toys, and I walk over to the bedroom. And she's got a fucking plastic bag in her mouth, like a little teeny tiny one, with her head jammed through the handle of my work bag. Just chewing on the plastic.
That's how it is. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so counter hit state should go all the way through during the active frame, so it should stop here. But it was being stopped here instead. So we gotta move those over. And now it should be fixed. Fix it. Looks like we fixed it. Yeah.
Hey, stop.
Yeah. Looks like it worked. I get so many glitches, I honestly can't keep track of them. I don't remember quite the one that you sent to me. You'll have to refresh my memory. Oh, I have to build and recompile my project, then I'm gonna go to bed and peek in the morning to see what errors pop up. Fair enough. But have a good one then. I gotta get out of here too. It's late, man. But we had fun, so I'm starting to get some pain though. So I think it's a good time to cut it anyway. But it was fun. It was fun. So let's save. Make sure we save and we don't screw this up. Yeah, pretty much. I do have to rest more. I've been doing a lot more of that, so it's getting better in very small increments, day by day. But we'll get there. So, all right, we'll be back on with this project. We'll be back on the 31st, August 31st, on Monday, and then at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, start time, and then the Sunday before that, so the 30th, we're going to play probably Curse of the Moon 2, the new Bloodstained one. So that'll be Amber and myself will be on that one. And I think we're going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays now, too. It used to be 7, but since my situation has changed a little bit, we can start that hour later and just stay 1 hour later on the other end to compensate for it. So I think we'll just uniformly start at 8 for all the streams, regardless of the day. So let's do that. We'll start at 8 on Sunday, and we'll play that game, and that'll be fun. It's co-op, apparently, so it should be quite interesting. Excuse me. My mouth's drying up here. Been going long. So, yeah. Yeah, isn't it? It's already the 24th. August is almost done, and it's really scary. Like, time is disappearing very rapidly this year for me. I feel like we should be in June instead of August. But it is what it is. Just got to deal with it. So, all right. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. And we've got a Patreon, so I've got names to read off. So the people in the Scrub Club, they keep the lights on. They keep things going. They're helping me get through and develop these kinds of projects, so they get a special shout out. We've got Zombie Killer, Miguel Tabasco, Slugs Gears of War, Purple Chungus, Wakened Emperor, Mike Cruz, Danny Caballero, I'll say that right one of these days, Uncle Roy, Taryn Williams, AJ, Rui Luis, Bryce Nagalingam, Angel, Ben K, D-Money 107, and LD Walker. Thank you guys very, very much. So if you two want to join the Scrub Club, link for that is down below. You can get development builds of the projects that I work on, including this one. So kind of get like a week-to-week or month-to-month progress build. It's usually got all the all the glitches you see on stream, but at least you can test out the new stuff and kind of give you an insight into development and get your hands on it and really take a look at it. So if that sounds interesting to you, then hit that up down below. Otherwise, we got Discord. Let's see if Scrubbot's still alive. Are you still alive, Scrubbot? No, Scrubbot's dead. Well, the link's down below then. Scrubbot can't give it to you here live in chat. But if you're watching this on YouTube or whatever, you can... yeah, Scrubbot's dead. Then you can just check the link down below or follow me on Twitter, MarkDWiz, and that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys on Sunday, and I guess that's it. So scrub out.